Hi, Kat. Thank you for having me.
Nicole, I am so happy to have you here today because Regent is one of my favorite luxury cruise lines. And I don't know if everybody understands completely what makes Regent such a luxurious, wonderful cruise line. So maybe you can let us know what components that Regent has that makes it so special.
Sure. I'd love to get into that information. So, Regent Seven Seas Cruises is an all inclusive luxury ocean cruise line. And really, when you look at the experience that guests have on board our ships, it's what we call an unrivaled experience. And depending on the beautiful ports that they're visiting, and depending on what ship, they're all going to have an all inclusive experience with us. And that really is where we hang our hat, so to speak, in the experience. So not only do we have beautiful ships, all suite accommodations, we have a very personalized service for our guests because we are smaller as far as number of guests that are on board our ships, no more than 742 guests. But we also have the all-inclusive component, which guests truly enjoy because when they get on board our ships, they don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of. So everything from shore excursions, from specialty dining, gratuities, that is all taken care of and included when they sail with us.
Now, you guys had a very special occurrence this year. You welcomed one of your new ships, the Grandeur of the Seas. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, it was a very exciting time for our brand. We introduced our sixth ship, the Seven Seas Grandeur, which is
so beautiful.
She's absolutely stunning. She shines from bow to stern, but she is the third and final ship to our Explorer class. And just to give you an idea, we're really big on taglines for our ships. So the tagline of the Seven Seas Grandeur is a heritage of perfection. And the story behind that is we are celebrating everything that we've learned in the luxury cruise space over the last 30 years and incorporating that into the Seven Seas Grandeur. So as I said, she's absolutely stunning, shines from bow to stern, and we're very, very excited to have her join our fleet.
Absolutely. Now, she has some really special components to her, like an eco-friendly design. She's got world-class dining and exclusive shows and activities. And I'd really love to delve into each one of those because I feel like she is such a unique ship. Regent is such a unique cruise line that our listeners really should understand the special components that are involved in her. So one of the big things is her eco-friendly state-of-the-art design, which is phenomenal in this day and age.
Yes, absolutely. And, we have a global sustainability program in which we have branded as our Sail and Sustain. And Sail Sustain is really centered around our commitment to drive a positive impact on society and the environment while delivering our vision to be the vacation of choice for everyone around the world. So one of the things we did recently, just fleet-wide, before I get in specifically as it pertains to the Grandeur, is we eliminated plastic water bottles altogether. Through our Vera Water Purification Partnership, this change alone eliminated approximately 2 million plastic water bottles annually across our fleet. So pretty significant. And then as it pertains to the build of the Grandeur, things like onboard food digesters, which food digesters use air, water, microbiology to safely turn food waste into liquid, reducing just overall food waste. Things like LED lighting, which is energy efficient LED and fluorescent lights to optimize power consumption on board. Trim stabilizer program, which is a software application which assists in optimizing the trim of the ship by monitoring stability levels, resulting in ultimately fuel efficiency. Then we've had things like our HVAC, which we've upgraded our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems to minimize energy waste. So pretty significant technology as it pertains to sustainability on board the Grandeur, and that we're incorporating on board of our existing fleet as well.
I love that because it's really showing what's possible. You know, that if a company is really dedicated to helping the environment and to being sustainable, that there are options out there and that you can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, we feel our sail and sustain are not just, it's not just the right thing to do, but we just feel like it's going to make us stronger and more resilient for the years to come.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy that you were able to do that on Grandeur of the Seas. And also another important part about cruising, obviously, when you're on board, you want to talk about dining, everybody's favorite thing about taking a cruise.
Yes, absolutely. And I got to say, you never go hungry on board our ships. That's for sure. For sure. There's plenty of different dining venues, you know, starting off by the beautiful, as you're seeing
It is
here,
so
Compass
pretty.
Rose. This is our main dining room where we serve a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, the design studio that we use for the interior design of the Grandeur is Studio Dotto. And they're actually a Miami-based boutique design studio that specializes in luxury cruise ships. And they did a phenomenal job in just combining, you know, comfort, class, and beauty, you know, on board the Grandeur. This specific space really gives the illusion that you're dining underneath, you know, lidded canopy in the evening. And actually, you can't tell from this picture, but in the evening, those windows actually are covered with twinkling stars. So it kind of, again, gives that illusion that you're, you know, dining al fresco in the evening. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Compass Rose. We have our Pacific Rim, which is a Pan-Asian restaurant. Has the best Canadian lobster tempura that I've ever had. Although you're Canadian, so I didn't know you might. But the also it has amazing Korean style barbecue lamb chops. We have then Prime 7, which is our classic steakhouse with beef being the undisputed star. And it's all USDA prime and dry aged for at least 28 days. So your porterhouse steak, your filet. We also offer seafood alternatives in Prime 7 as well. And then Chartreuse being our French restaurant, which really interesting because the recipes from Chartreuse come from years and years of generations of family recipes from our vice president of operations, Steph, who is actually from the southern part of France. Wow. So really cool ambiance, delicious food, beautiful ambiance. You know, when you look at places like Pacific Rim, for example, before you even walk into the restaurant, you have this beautiful floor to ceiling cherry blossom tree. So it's just a form of beautiful installation work, an example of what we have on board the Seven Seas Grandeur. And keep in mind that all of our specialty restaurants, there is no added cost. That is included, part of our all-inclusive experience on board our ships.
Now, when guests are coming on board, are they going to need to make reservations in the other restaurants, or they just show up wherever they would like to dine?
Very good question, Kat. We actually, you're able to make one reservation at each of the specialty restaurants in advance. And we do that in order to give all of our guests the opportunity to experience all of the specialty restaurants on board.
Awesome. And what's your favorite restaurant to dine at when you're on board?
So my favorite restaurant by far is Prime 7. I mean, I am a steak girl. I love it. And one of the best desserts I've had, popcorn sundae, is actually in Prime 7. So it's definitely a guest favorite and delicious.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So after you eat on board, obviously you want to go and maybe have some entertainment, or during the day, maybe you're between ports and you want to go do something. What kind of activities are available on board?
Yeah, well, entertainment on board, not only the Grandeur, but on our ships is really special and something that our guests truly enjoy. You know, one of the things that is very popular after dinner, and as it pertains to the Grandeur, just to stay on theme, is, you know, watching one of our beautiful production shows in the main theater. On the Grandeur, we actually introduced 4 new production shows, which have been we're getting raving reviews from our guests on these production shows. You have Passions, which is a ballroom, a tango-inspired production show. We also have Martyrs Ball, which is our singers and dancers feature a pirate adventure with beautiful pirate-themed costumes combined with more, more up to speed design aspects in their costumes. Then you have icons, which is my favorite. And that basically is a journey of just great music. So you're going to hear everything from Pointer Sisters, Hall and Oates, Adele, and Celine Dion. So it's a lovely show. And then last but not least, we have Ignite the Night, which was actually choreographed by a Dancing with the Stars professional dancer, Britt Stewart. And this offers an unexpected mix of dance style and design. So beautiful production shows. But maybe you don't want to go to one of our production shows, and you can go to one of our 3 lounges on board and listen to some live music, or maybe go to the casino, or have a karaoke night, because we offer that on board as well. So there's definitely plenty to do throughout the ship, not only in the evenings, but throughout the days as well.
Now, I have heard about a culinary kitchen on board. Everybody I talk to says it's phenomenal.
Yes, we have on our Explorer class ships. So the Grandeur does have our culinary arts kitchen, and it's state of the art with 16 individual cooking stations, led by an onboard chef. So they'll do cooking demonstrations. And we actually have shore excursions that cater to folks that are taking our culinary arts kitchen. So depending on the port, you can go to a local market, pick up fresh ingredients, bring them on board the ship, and make a meal, again, led by an onboard chef. So guests really enjoy our culinary arts kitchen, and it's something that you can pre-reserve as well prior to going on board. There is a nominal fee for those cooking classes, but they're worth every penny if you enjoy the cooking hands-on experience.
It sounds like a really fun date night or a date afternoon to go out into the city and learn about the culture in the city, and then come back and make some dinner together or lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that actually, one of the other really big things about Regent is that you're able to go into these smaller ports, into the heart of the city, and to really immerse your guests in the places that they travel to. Obviously, being on board is really amazing, and there's a lot to do, but we also like to explore on shore, and you guys have great opportunities for guests to do that.
Yes. So we visit over 450 different ports of calls. And our immersive exploration brand pillar is really, when you look at why guests are choosing our itineraries, is because not only we have the destination that they're going to, but it's how we immerse them in these destinations. So for example, we have our Go Local tours, which are more off the beaten path type of experiences. Go fishing with the locals in Portofino. Go to a countryside of Andalusia, Spain, to a family-owned goat farm and learn their traditions of making cheese. Learn to tango in Buenos Aires. So all are examples of how we immerse our guests. We also have our small group tour options as well, which if you want to be in a tour with no more than 15 guests, we can make it a little bit more intimate. We can facilitate that as well. We offer ways for guests to experience pre and post. So prior to getting on board the ship or after, we offer land packages. So land package in Buenos Aires or in Tokyo, all part of just that brand immersive exploration. We also have several sailings that we branded them as our immersive overnight itineraries, where every port that you are visiting in that itinerary, you are overnighting at least once. So the idea behind that is really to, experience the port, not only during the day, but in the evening. You go to places like Rome and you go to the Colosseum or the Fountain of Trevi. If you've been there during the day, it's a completely different experience in the evening. So that's an experience that we want to provide for our guests, to give them more of the history, culture, and cuisine in the destinations that they're visiting.
I love that. I love being able to just, a lot of the places, especially in the Mediterranean, they come alive at nighttime, and to be able to stay and to experience them and then go back and sleep on the ship and have a great experience there as well. So I love that you guys do that. I can't let you leave without talking about the service on board Regent, because it's really what sets Regent Seven Seas apart from any other cruise line.
Yeah. The heart of our brand, I will say this over and over, is our crew. They are the reason why our guests continue to sail with us over and over. And that personalized service, our crew members really take the time to get to know our guests, find out what's important to them and deliver upon that. Quite frankly, I can't tell you how many times I've been, showcasing one of our ships, doing a tour, and I'm watching guests come. It's the first day of the cruise, they're embarking, and you have crew members coming up to them and saying, "Oh my goodness, welcome home. It's so good to see you again, Mr. and Mrs. Smith." And the guests will look at each other and say, "I can't believe that he remembers me. I sailed 3 years ago." Right. So that personalized service, we're able to deliver upon that because we're smaller in number of guests. To put that into perspective, the Seven Seas Grandeur is no more than 744 guests, and there's 554 crew members on board.
Wow.
So again, that guest to crew ratio is one of the best in the luxury cruise space. And our crew members just do a phenomenal job. I've always said it, like I said earlier, they're the heart of our brand.
I love that, because when you go on vacation, the luxury really comes from being catered to and taken care of and feeling like you matter and your needs are anticipated. And then on top of that, you have this beautiful ship with all of this space to be able to feel comfortable and feel at home. You get to go to these amazing destinations and spend time there and experience them. I just think Regent does such a great job. I'm so thankful that you were able to be here with me today to talk about the Grandeur of the Seas. And I guess if anybody is interested in cruising on Grandeur of the Seas or on any of Regent's beautiful ships, they can reach out to their Expedia Cruises of OVC Travel Agent and we'll help them out. Is there any last tidbit of information, any little tip you want to give us about the Grandeur of the Seas before we go?
Well, I will say, if anybody's interested in sailing on her in the near future, she will be repositioned. She actually is positioning here in the fall to do our Canada and New England itineraries from New York to Montreal or Montreal to Boston. So it's very rare that we have a new ship actually positioned in Canada and New England during its inaugural year. But she will be there this fall, and then in the Caribbean in the winter into early 2025, and then the Med for next year. So she's moving all over the world. So lots of opportunities for you to sail on the Grandeur and visit beautiful places that she visits.
And that's actually a great last point, because it's so nice that your ships move around, because if somebody loves the Grandeur, they can, ride on the Grandeur when they're up in Canada, New England, but then also experience the Caribbean on her. And then, like you said, next year, be able to see the Mediterranean on her and really get comfortable on the ship and with the crew.
Yeah, absolutely. And she literally is positioned many places. She'll do Mexican Riviera cruises on the West Coast in 2026, British Isles. So like you said, lots of opportunities to visit her depending on the itinerary that you're interested.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, Nicole. It was such a pleasure. I hope you come back again sometime soon. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Kat.
Bye.